Okay, the next process that we want to go through is we want to actually clone our repository to our local machine where we can start working on it. So there's a number of ways you could do this. Um, right here, I have like the GitHub app. This is pretty simple. You can just clone a repository from the internet, and then you could put in you could go to the URL here and put in the URL. And as long as you're logged into GitHub, it should be pretty simple to set up your path and clone your repository. That's definitely one way to do it. Now, I'm going to use my IDE to actually do it. So I use SSH keys. So I'm just going to come in here, and then under SSH, I'm going to copy this this value here that they give us. And here I am in IntelliJ Idea. And then what I can do is I can go up to get from VCS, and I can just paste this in here, and it already has it all set up for me. Has version control get, and if for some reason you're using a different version control, but we're using GitHub, so it's going to be get. And then all I have to do is click clone. There are some other easier options in here too. You can go to like this GitHub here, and then you can log in via GitHub, and then you can actually clone from inside of IntelliJ here from GitHub. So there are just a lot of different options. You could use a command line in order to do it. Honestly, there are just like a bunch of different ways you can do it. I don't think that there's a point to really cover this. This is pretty basic stuff, I think. If you were having any trouble, I'd recommend going and looking at GitHub's documentation. They have fantastic documentation on how to like clone and fork and all that kind of good stuff. I don't think that's really, we're not going to spend that much time on Git stuff in this tutorial, so I don't really want to spend a bunch of time covering it. But so all I have to do here is click clone. And there we go. Here is our project. So one of the first things that you want to do here is you're going to notice down here in the corner, it says Microsoft Defender configuration. This is going to be only if you're working in IntelliJ product. And what you want to do is click automatically. And all this is doing, you can click this little bell up here and it'll bring back up your notifications that you had. Basically, all this does is it adds an exclusion to Microsoft Defender to like not look at your project files because number one, that can slow things down because Microsoft Defender is constantly scanning your stuff every time you're making changes. And number two, on rare occasions when I was writing certain code, for example, I was making actual executables, .exe files and whatnot. Occasionally, like Microsoft will just take them away, and because it doesn't know that it's not a virus or whatever. So, yeah, I highly recommend that you just click allow or automatic, whatever it was. Okay, and so now here's our project. Now, the other notification we're going to see here that IntelliJ is telling us is to install our project dependencies. So we have a notification up here and down here. So IntelliJ already knows that there's a package.json file inside of our project, and that basically means that this is a Node project, and Node uses a package manager called npm. So if, for example, you wanted to, that didn't go where I wanted it to go. Okay. That did not go where I wanted it to go. Let's try a different one here. So I believe this one takes us to npm. So the npm package manager, you can look up packages on npm.js.com. And so they have a package manager search. And right now we're looking at the lazy sizes package. We'll get more into this in the future, but basically it knows that there's a package.json file in this directory, and it doesn't see a node modules directory. That's where all the actual source code from our npm packages is stored. So it's asking us to run this command npm install. Now, I can click this button and it'll automatically run it for me, or I can open up a terminal here, and you can do the same thing on your system. Just navigate to your root project folder, which is this folder right here, and then just type npm install, like so. So I'm just going to do it manually. Okay. And then we see here that we have a node modules directory here as well. And if we open it up, it's full of a bunch of other directories that have all different kinds of files inside of them to make everything work for us. So I'm just going to close this window here, and that'll be it for this tutorial. We have it cloned, we have our npm installed, and we can go over the project in the next video.